Hello everyone, my name is Shubham Saga. So what happened was I compiled a list of 50 most important current affairs for UPSC EPFO 2024, which is or 2025 rather, which is scheduled this month on 30th. So my name is Shubham Saga. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. Just these are my credentials. You can have a look at it. So when I shared this particular PDF, which is in two parts, including PYQs and MCQs. So people were like, sir, maybe, and these, like most of the current affairs for this particular year, UPSC PFO will be coming from these two PDFs only, which I'll be sharing, and these 50 articles which we'll be discussing. So again, and if you can kill me, if it does not happen, you have all my credentials. This is my Telegram channel. I do daily Hindu analysis at 8 a.m. and I upload that particular PDF in this Telegram channel. So you can join this Telegram channel so that you are updated with these current affairs daily. So this is good. Like, UPSC EPFO for 2025 is there and we have to revise it. For that, this is good. But in general, when you are reading current affairs, the basic premise should be that you are reading it daily so that, you are not reading it in bulk at the same time, which sometimes increases your heartbeat level. So let's start the discussion. Let's start the 50 most important current affairs for UPSC EPF for 2025. Let me cross check again. I have OCD whether my voice etc is coming fine or not, because I generally do live and this is a recorded video, so everything is fine, guys. Let's continue. So what is one of the most important thing, or what are the one, like, when you're reading or when you're seeing UPSC EPF for 2025 current affairs, what you have to understand is you have to see UPSC EPFO previous year questions as well as UPSC CSE and the other exams conducted by UPSC. We'll see that. And in that regard, UPSC has asked questions earlier from Nobel Prize. Not exactly who got Nobel Prize, but basically the attributes, like the different theories associated with Nobel Prize. Let's see the PYQs which UPSC has asked related to Nobel Prize. So different Nobel Prize has been given, economy, literature, this and that. So whenever you're reading them, read all of them at the same time. Parallel study, smart study, we call. You're reading PM, read CM at the same time. So this is the first most important article. Nobel Prize for Economic Science, given for what? So again, there are two types of knowledge. Three people have got this. These, this is exactly not exactly a Nobel Prize, because this economic science thing was added later on in this whole Nobel Prize criteria. We'll talk about that as well. So 2025, this Swigritz Riksbank Prize in Economic Science, pardon me for the phonetics part, has been given to three people: Mocker, Agion and Peter Howitt. See, if you're not able to remember the full name, just remember their last name. That will help you. Last name they will give you in UPSC EPF also, or in any other exam. So Mocker received half the prize. What they are talking about in this particular Nobel Prize, so-called Nobel Prize of Economic Science, which is, some people say, not exactly a Nobel Prize. So they are talking about two types of knowledge. One is your theoretical knowledge, and other is how you will apply two components: propositional knowledge and prescriptive knowledge. Oh my God, propositional knowledge is how things work, theoretical model, and prescriptive knowledge, how you can make them work. So even earlier people thought about making airplane, etc., but after industrial revolution, more and more propositional knowledge has to be converted, or were able to, or was, you were able to convert propositional knowledge into prescriptive knowledge. That's what they're talking about, and that's what these three guys are talking about. Mocker is telling why global growth accelerated, because we people knew how to convert our propositional knowledge to prescriptive knowledge. And then the other two guys, they will talk about creative destruction, etc. This creative destruction theory, Agion and Howitt, what they are saying, they're saying that we have to be ready to adapt. See, there is World Economic Forum. They keep on talking about reskilling revolution. You have to continuously adapt yourself to the changing scenarios, changing realities of the world. You have to like, what happens? What is the one demerit? People talk about government job, etc. You become accustomed to 10 to 5. You're not ready to change. But when this is the age when you have to change, in the age of AI, big data, etc., creative destruction. Innovation will replace old technologies, and we have to be ready for reskilling, skilling, and reskilling ourselves. Cool. Overall significance, they talk about comprehensive understanding. They're also talking about a balance which has to be maintained here. It's not like every innovation is an awesome innovation and it will lead to a lot of changes. So we have to understand what innovation, R&D, research and development work has to be done more on, what innovation we can ignore. All these things have been talked about in this particular theory, like propositional and prescriptive and whatever knowledge we have just discussed. So propositional, prescriptive knowledge, hope you understood the basic gist. We don't have to do PhD. Detailed discussion I have done. I have written the dates also here. 15th October 2025. So you can watch my Hindu analysis of 15th October 2025 for detailed discussion on this topic. But for now, for EPFO, this will suffice. Let's solve some question. MCQ, which is based on the current thing which we have just discussed. So what is the answer? Pause me right now whenever you're seeing these MCQs, and you can write in the comment section how many MCQs you got correct. That will help you in maintaining or ensuring discipline when it comes to your study. So the answer is B, Mocker, Aguillon, and Howitt. Next question, Mock's framework, what is useful knowledge? What was the basic criteria of useful knowledge? Again, pause me, think about what we have just discussed and answer your question, and then unpause me. The answer is propositional knowledge and prescriptive knowledge. Very good, yeah. The second article, again, I have clubbed together all Nobel Prize at the same time. So second most important article related to Nobel Prize in literature, which has been given to Krasna Horkai. Who is Krasna Horkai? When you see the images of these personalities, I'm audible, yes, so you remember them in a much better manner. So this sir here is Laszlo Krasna Horkai. In this particular period when there are so many wars going on, so he writes on apocalypse and all those stuff, and his words make a lot of sense in current day and world. So Hungarian author Laszlo Krasna Horkai, he has been awarded this 2025 Nobel Prize in Literature. So again, two wars are going on globally, Russia-Ukraine war, and then what other war is going on, Israel Hamas and other stuff. What two wars they're talking about, guys? If you know it, I can post it in the comment section. So he's the master of apocalypse, and he talks about operation hopelessness and all these stuff. Again, we don't have to do PhD here, we are here to revise everything, and his books have been translated and made into movies as well, and he has talked about so many things. So again, just remember the name, what he is known for, and why he has been given Nobel Prize. Let's solve some questions so that you can remember stuff in a much better manner. Again, pause me and then try to unpause and to tell me at the end, in the comment section, how many questions we discussed today and how many questions you got right. So highlighting the importance of apocalyptic, and again, this is a tongue twister rather, and serious literature in a world of conflicts. Very good. Nobel Prize 2025 was awarded. Peace Prize again. Peace Prize was given to, like, Donald Trump is here, there, everywhere. Sometimes he's like, you two countries fight. I will ensure peace between you because you want Peace Prize. But he was not given a Peace Prize. There is a follower of his. He calls that ma'am a follower, and that ma'am is Maria Corina Machado, Venezuela. It is said that Machado is a follower of Trump because she wants US intervention in Venezuela. So this is again evolving development. I keep on talking about it in my Hindu daily analysis. You can watch it also. So this ma'am is Machado, and she has, devoted or dedicated is the right word, her award, Peace Prize, to Trump because he needs it more. Again, there are different political diplomatic angle involved here. Just remember, Nobel Peace Prize, Maria Karina Machado. In our time, there used to be a song, Dhoom Machado, Dhoom Machado, Dhoom. That means, Dhoom Dhoom. Again, that means let's have fun and let's have some. Okay, third most important article of the 50 most important articles for UPSC to EPFO 2025. Chemistry Nobel Prize has been given for what? It has been given for, again, three people. It's not three sometimes. Okay, three people have got this award for metal organic framework. What is metal organic framework? Generally, it is believed that in chemistry, you are creating, big things which are very closely packed, but now they are making something where there is so much space. So you have these metal ions, and then you have these organic molecules. Organic molecules generally made up of hydrogen and carbon. They are the building blocks of life. Fats, anything you talk about, these are like basically organic molecules. What is the basic definition of organic molecules? Let me show you something. So organic molecules, building blocks of life and matter, sugar, fat, protein, anything and everything. Most of the things are made of organic molecules. So how they have made this MOF, metal organic framework? They have joined these metal ions. They are joined by these organic molecules, organic linkers, and the space in between is empty. So what we can do using these metal organic framework, we can trap gases. These are empty spaces which can be used for so many different things. So again, it's a good thing because we want to trap GHG, greenhouse gases, in the context of global warming. So that is a basic rationale of metal organic framework. Again, we don't have to do PhD here. We just have to understand chemistry Nobel Prize was given for what? So metal organic framework, special materials made of metal ions and organic molecules, porous sponge-like crystals, which can trap different things, which can hold and release gases and even breathe as molecules moved in it. Again, so who have like got this? Richard Robson showed three people. They have got this particular Nobel Prize in chemistry. These Nobel guys, as we have just discussed, they love these. So Robson, Kitagawa, and do remember for what? And then Omar Yagi. These three people they have got. Together, three scientists created a new way of designing materials, allowing thousands of metal organic framework to be made. Cool. So they honors the idea that chemistry can design empty space as well, not just solid matter. And metal organic framework is one such awesome example. What is metal organic framework? You can have a look at it, and we have just seen the example. Let's solve some questions so that we can remember it. So in MOF, metal organic framework, the role of organic molecule is to do what? Chepandi is chepu telsu ledu kadu, guys. That means, tell me, what do you think can be the role? So these organic molecules, they're not replacing, they serve as linkers connecting metal ions in a framework. If you see again, these organic molecules, they're connecting metal ions and thereby creating this empty space, so-called empty space. So the answer is C. Cool. Whenever you see a question, pause me before I give you the answer. Unique feature of metal organic framework that contributes to sustainability is what? Their ability to be used as fuel. And think what we have discussed. Their non-porous dense structure, metallic electrical conductivity, ability to design empty space to trap molecules. The answer is D. Pause me. Whenever you see the question, just pause me there and then. Next article, fourth most important. Radical, again, we are in Nobel Prize, Physics Nobel Prize. See, guys, UPSC, different exams, more than the names, etc., they will ask you about these properties, metal organic framework, and you need to know these things. T-reg, we will talk about regulatory T cell when we'll talk about Nobel Prize in physiology or medicine. You have to understand these things. Like here we'll talk about in this radical tunnel, we'll talk about quantum computing. So quantum model, so there is one model which is applicable for microscopic particles, big particles. We also talk about quantum gravity, etc. Then how electron, protons, etc. are working at the micro level, that study is known as quantum physics. So again, quantum physics and the application of quantum physics in microscopic models like large electrical circuit, we did not know much about it. Now they have devised a Josephson junction. Again, you don't have to do PhD here. What you have to understand is they have shown that even for big particles, even for big entities, this quantum computing is working. Electric tunnel could means generally what happens when you're talking about large electrical circuits, and if electric current has to pass through that particular circuit, then you need energy. But what was seen in this particular junction, that even without energy, electric current could tunnel through the barrier. This only happens in quantum physics. When you talk about small electrons, they can be, let's say, like you think about this. This is a mountain and you built a tunnel. So according to quantum physics, let's say there is an electron here. This electron can be here and here at the same time. They can be particle and wave at the same time. So all these are features of quantum computing. We don't have to do PhD there. We just have to understand certain features of quantum particles was seen in macroscopic or large electrical circuit Josephson junction, which shows that even quantum activities or quantum rules can be applied to larger phenomena. So we still are studying about quantum physics. Even the teachers, the professors who teach quantum physics, they don't know what exactly is quantum physics. But yes, how electron, protons, etc. are working at a smaller level. So today the challenge is to keep quantum state stable for longer. So basically the application of quantum effect on a larger electrical model, that's what that is the basic rationale on which Nobel Prize of Physics has been given for 2025. What is quantum physics? How tiny particles behave. Superconductors, they're keywords in this article. What are superconductors? Which conduct electricity without any resistance. Quantum computer. So as we have discussed, quantum particles, electrons, they can be particle and wave at the same time. They can be at A and B at the same time. So qubit. So we have bit system in computers, coding, 0 and 1. So qubit is quantum bit, they can be 0 and 1 at the same time. So all these words. And again, we'll see why we are reading these terms. Let's solve some question. Quantum tunneling, as we have just seen, you can revise it. What is the basic meaning? And again, this is a tough question. And try to answer it from what we have just discussed. And again, I'm reiterating the point. You can post it in the comment section how many questions you got correct. Quantum tunneling is particle passing through an energy barrier it classically cannot overcome. So there is quantum physics and then there is classical physics. Classical physics for macroscopic particles, bigger particles. And then you have quantum physics for microscopic particles. So the answer is B. Again, you can have a look at it, you can revise it. It's a tricky part, guys. So not everything will be very simple, but we are revising it from EPFO perspective. So we are keeping it short and succinct. If you want to have a detailed discussion, you can always go, I have written the dates here. 8th October 2025, you can go and have a look at my Indo analysis. The videos are there in the live section. So quantum tunneling rather, B is the answer. PYQ UPSC 2022, what is the answer? Pause me right now and think about it. That's why we will discuss this qubit thing as well. Voice is fine, everything is fine, very, very, very good. So PYQ UPSC 2022. Which one of the following is in the is the context in which the term qubit is mentioned? UPSC asked it in 2022. We're talking about UPSC CSE and anything like UPSC NDA, CDS, all these exams, PIQs, you have to revise. Anything and everything can be asked in EPFO. So qubit, quantum computing. B is the answer. Very good. MCQ. John Clark, Michael Doberret, and John Martinez. These are the people who got Nobel Prize in Physics. Understand from UPSC perspective, we're not preparing for any one-day exam, etc. With due respect to all the exams, in UPSC they will ask you, rather than the names, they will ask you the theories. What, why this whole thing happened? What was the thing which we were discussing? Like why they got Nobel Prize in Physics or Chemistry? What was the basic? Now again, see these options and try to, this is a tough question. Many people may answer A, but the answer is macroscopic quantum effect in electrical circuit. We are trying to see how quantum physics works in macroscopic model, that macroscopic electrical circuit. Quantum physics works on microscopic model. You may feel like quantum tunneling word is there, but quantum tunneling is subatomic particles, electron, proton. We are not reading here. We are demonstrating. Nobel Prize in Physics is a demonstration of how quantum physics can work even on microscopic model, in this scenario electrical circuit, big electrical circuit. Fifth article, fifth most important article. Again, Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine, which has been given for Treg, regulatory T cells. So our immune system is there, which protects us from foreign agents, foreign bad agents. But they protect us, antibodies and all. But how will they understand whether these are like they are protecting us from infection, etc.? What is the mechanism which ensures that they are not attacking our own cells? They attack foreign agents. How this thing is known to these immune system, the T cell, etc. So here, that is the study, autoimmune regulation, immunity. These cell and all these stuff, how they are recognizing patterns, what are foreign agents, what are the agents which are inside the body, so how they are ensuring that they are not attacking the immune system itself. So there is a work called regulatory T cell, Tregs. So T cell, you have different, WBC, white blood corpuscles, they are the part of our immune system, among other things, and they protect us from foreign agents. So regulatory T cell, these are the cells which ensures, if you have regulatory T cells, then it will prevent you from autoimmune disease. That means in that scenario, immune system will not attack your own body. But if these regulatory T cells are not there, then immune system will attack more, like there will be cases of more autoimmune diseases, as was seen in mice. So that means our body needs certain agents to tell this immune system that these are foreign agents and these are not. And what are those cells, like what are those entities which tell this immune system? These are T cells, and there is a specific version of T cell, Treg, regulatory T cells. So again, regulatory T cells, if they are there, and even these regulatory T cells, they are activated. They need a particular gene, which is known as FOXP3. Again, you may feel like this is so much technical, but what we have just discussed, our immune system, how it is not attacking our own body due to the presence of this regulatory T cells, and how regulatory T cell works. They need to have a gene which is known as FOXP3. So these discoveries establish that immune self-tolerance depends on a molecular switch FOXP3. Again, you can read all these things. Hope you understood. Treg, regulatory T cells. Experimental theories. Now, if we have more and more regulatory T cells, there is a more and more chances that our body immune system will not attack the indigenous agents, and they will attack the foreign agents. But sometimes in the case of cancer, we need our immune system to attack some of our own cells, because you want to reduce those cancer cells. Then you have to reduce Tregs. If you don't want to attack your own cells, then you have to increase Tregs, and that is what they have written here. This is again a fascinating study. You have to revise it, and you can, again, hope you understood some part of it. You can go and watch my Hindu analysis of 7th October to get more clarity. But this is, I think, this will be enough. You don't need to do PhD right now. Maybe UPSC CSE next year, if you're giving, you can revise multiple times and you can watch those Hindu analysis. So 2025 Nobel Prize in Medicine given to these people, again, three people. Fascination with three people. Sakaguchi found a special type of immune cell, regulatory T cell, that prevent the immune system from attacking the body. And then this works from via a gene which is known as FOXP3. So if you want to, treat autoimmune disease, increase Tregs, and if you want to treat cancer, reduce Tregs, because then you want your immune system to attack some of your own body cells. So Nobel Prize, UPSC has asked questions on that. Established by Alfred Nobel, awarded every year on 10th December. Understand, physics, chemistry, physiology, that is medicine and literature and peace, they were the original fields in which Nobel Prize was given. This economy thing which we have discussed in that was the first article, propositional and prescriptive knowledge, that was added later on, economy Nobel. And that's why many people are like, no, that is not actual Nobel Prize, because Alfred Nobel did not come up with this. It was added almost 67 years after the first award was given. So again, you can see all these components, who awards it. Let's solve some questions so that we can remember it. So MCQ, regulatory T cells are primarily responsible for what? Again, choose the best option, guys. Choose the best option. That's what UPSC also says. Preventing the immune system from attacking the body. C. PYQ UPSC 2006. We have just discussed. Nobel Prize awarding ceremony takes place this and that. You read these options. What is the correct option? Pause me. First is correct. Second is wrong. Nobel Prize for Literature was not added later on. Economics was added later on. So the answer is A, one only. Sixth article of the day, ADB, Asian Development Bank, cuts India's growth forecast because of Donald Trump and his tariff policies. That's fine. I mean, we can understand. What is important from exam perspective is when you read these ADB, you have to read two other organizations at the same time, AIIB and NDB. So Asian Development Bank, Manila, Philippines is their headquarter. Then you have China Bank, AIIB, Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank. After A comes B, so their headquarters is in Beijing. And then you have BRICS Bank, New Development Bank, which came after the Fortaleza Declaration of 2014. UPSC has already asked a PYQ on Fortaleza. Where is Fortaleza, guys? If you know it, post it in the comment section. So the headquarters of NDB, BRICS Bank, is in Shanghai. Remember these facts. ADB, Asian Development Bank, Japan means US, they have a major say. AIIB, China has a major say. In BRICS Bank, New Development Bank, all these countries, they are equally important. So these are the facts, and you can have a look at other facts which you can see which are important. But these facts are important. ADB, AIB, where is their headquarter, which is led by which country, what is BRICS Bank known as. So we should know these things. And then the growth forecasting, you can have a look at it. Because of what Trump is doing, tariff hike, this and that, this thing has happened. And these are fluctuating things. We don't need to worry too much about it. Now let's solve a PYQ based on what we have discussed. New Development Bank has been set up by a PAIC. Headquarters of New Development Bank is in Shanghai. Pause me and solve this question. New Development Bank, not set by a PAIC. This is BRICS Bank. You have just seen it. Go back, and their headquarters is in Shanghai. So the answer is B2 only. Just see what we have discussed. New Development Bank is a BRICS bank. Came after the Fortaleza Declaration. I have asked you where is Fortaleza. If you know it, post it in the comment section. Next article, seventh most important article. Astrosat, India's first space observatory. So it is in space. It is observing space. Like because in space there are so much less disturbance, so less light pollution, this and that. So that's why we have this observatory in space, Astrosat. It has completed 10 years, launched in 2015. UPSC has already asked PYQs on it. And India is not the only country which has these kind of space observatory. China has it, Japan has it. You will see. I will just show you. So China, Japan, Europe, USA, all these countries, they have their own space astronomy observatories. What are the things which are important? What is the weight? You may feel like, sir, why we are reading weight? UPSC, EPFO and all. Why will they ask weight? UPSC has already asked about weight. 1500 kg in low Earth orbit, 650 kilometer above Earth's surface. So remember these facts, they are actually important. It has completed 10 years. So again, it becomes important. Since UPSC has already asked a PYQ on it, very important. Launched from where? Sriharikota. Where is Sriharikota? In which particular state? If you know it, post it in the comment section. So originally it was supposed to complete its work by 2050, originally designed for 5 years, but it has completed 10 years. Awesome. Study black holes. You can see all the things which they have studied. They have different kind of things, payload instruments to observe universe in different wavelengths. Again, we don't have to do PhD here. These are the facts which are actually important. Keep it in mind. The mass, which other countries has it, where is it located, all these things. Let's solve some questions so that you can remember it. This is the PYQ asked by UPSC on Astrosat. Try to solve this question, guys. With reference to Astrosat, which of the following statement is or are correct? Pause me. So again, not USA, Russia, India is not the only country. US and means Japan and China, they also have it. So first is wrong. Use option elimination. Be it UPSC, EPFO, CSE, option elimination works like a charm. So now you're left with B and D. Astrosat is not 2000 kilo satellite, neither it is placed in 1650 kilometer. We have just discussed. All these data are different. The answer is D, neither. 1500, 650 kilometer. So the answer is D, neither. Tough question, not an easy question. So next article, eighth most important article, new farming technology hold potential to stop desertification. Rajasthan is going through desertification because of Thar desert. So we want to grow certain crops there. We want to stop the process of desertification, which is also mandated by UNCCD, United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification. It is one of the three organizations which emerged out of Rio Summit of 1992, right? So now this whole article is important, but this is an excuse for us to read about these three organizations, UNCCD, UNFCCC and UNCBD, Convention on Biological Diversity. Now here there are different protocols or different summits which emerged, Cartagena, Nagoya, what they are associated with. If you know it, post it in the comment section. Here we are talking about UNCCD, but the most important out of all three is UNFCCC, United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. COP30 is going on right now. Where what is the location of COP30, guys? Again, if you know it, post it in the comment section. Which SDG they are catering to? All these things are very important. So what has happened in Rajasthan? In desert soil, they are growing certain stuff using bioformulation. Oh my god, bioformulation is what? Using, they're using molecules, they're using bacteria, etc., organic molecules and microorganisms to increase water retention capability of desert soil. So that's what they are doing. They have grown wheat for the first time. Central University of Rajasthan. Rajasthan is very awesome in this regard. They do a lot of good things. The aim is to halt Thar desert expansion in NCR region. I keep on giving this example to people. There is a place called Agra in UP. It is going through desertification because of the wind erosion which is happening from Rajasthan, and we have to stop this process. This is actually important. Cool. So you can have a look at all the things. What else is happening here? What is bioformulation? Use of microbes, etc., to increase water retention, and organic molecules they also use in bioformulation. Where it has happened, Rajasthan, and then the other stuff. What is the basic difference between CCD, FCC, and CBD? From which particular summit they emerged? Rio Summit of 1992. Very important. UPSC has already asked multiple PYQs. This Rio Summit is also known as Agenda 21. Again, UPSC PYQ has been asked because they're talking about the agendas of 21st century. So all these things are important, guys. Let's solve question MCQ. Again, what is bioformulation? What we have just discussed. Choose the best option. The answer is B. A mixture of beneficial microbes and polymers used to enhance soil and plant growth. Ninth most important articles. Let me check my OCD. Very good. Everything is fine. Voice is fine. Chip unders. So are workers' rights being eroded? So again, this article is about different kind of accidents which are happening, Sigachi Industries, and how the number of hours people are working has increased. There are different big personalities who are talking about working 12 hours a day and this and that. So workplace accidents are happening. All these things are fine. This is again an excuse for us to read about International Labour Organization, which regulates these works. Founded in 1919, one of the specialized UN agency. Now this is your homework, guys. So there are 6 permanent organs of UN. One is not working, that is Strategic Council. So whenever you talk about specialized UN agencies, UNESCO, it is a specialized UN agency. And so it has to be a part of one of these permanent organs. So it is a part of ECOSOC. Similarly, this is your homework. Find out ILO is a specialized UN agency formed in 1919, headquarters in Geneva. It is a part of which permanent organ of UN? It is a part of ECOSOC or General Assembly or Secretariat or Security Council or International Court of Justice. If you know it, post it in the comment section. These are important things. International Labour Organization, they work on tripartite structure. What is tripartite? They will involve government, employers, worker representative. This is actually an awesome model. As our Honorable PM Sir says, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. India is a member. So keep these facts in mind. And then there are certain conventions of ILO which deals with child labor 138 and 182. Minimum age convention, worst form of child labor. We should know these because UPSC has already asked questions on them. Now let's go back to the article, which this article is like. Again, you can understand these articles, they are an excuse for UPSC also to ask questions related to ILO, and that's how you have to understand. And the more you read current affairs, the more you understand the pattern these guys are following, the more you see the PYQs. So recent workplace accident, you can see here what has happened. This article is saying that you know there has been a shift from pro workers policy to pro company policy, which is being happening here, and there is no criminal accountability for employers. There is a major gap which government has to look into. Maharashtra, they do self certification of compliance that they are doing all the things correctly. Okay, Karthik calling Karthik. So move safety from a legal right to government discretion. Multiple old laws have been replaced, and you can see working hours has been increased. Karnataka long working hours. So maybe we should think from the perspective of workers. This is what this article is saying. I had done a detailed discussion on this article from different perspective. Which day this article appeared? 9th October 2025. So you can have a look at it. Cool. ILO we have just discussed 138, 182. Now let's solve this question on ILO. Tripartite structure, specialized agency of UN headquarters in Geneva. Both these statements are correct, guys. The answer is B. Pause me whenever you see the question. This is a PYQ. What is the answer? Pause me. The answer is A. Child labor. 10th most important article published on 19 September 2025. Attack on one of us is an attack on both, says Saudi Arabia, Pakistan back. So Israel has attacked Qatar, which was seen as a major deviation. Like nobody saw it coming because America has one of the largest bases in Qatar, and Qatar is helping America. Qatar is acting as a mediator. So nobody expected Israel to attack Qatar, and that's why Saudi Arabia-Pakistan pact has been signed, because Saudi Arabia has held Pakistan a lot in their nuclear program, this and that. And now, if they feel like if Israel attacks Saudi Arabia, then Pakistan will attack Israel. All these things will happen. But many people feel like if India attacks Pakistan, then will in that case Saudi Arabia will attack India again. Many people believe this is a thing which we have to keep a tab on. So again, one of the Gulf Cooperation Council countries, they have taken this step. Gulf Cooperation Council, you can see the countries which are involved: Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Qatar, Oman, UAE, and then you have Bahrain, 6 countries. And it was initially formed to combat Iran and its policies. So Iran is not a member. Remember this: Gulf Cooperation Council, UPSC has asked questions on it. So Saudi, and they can ask you, like, this is not directed towards India, but indirect implication will be felt by India. Saudi Pakistan Defense Pact, close clause. Even attack on either nation will be considered an attack on both. It's like NATO or NATO in Europe and Western European countries. Again, you can see why this has happened, because Israel struck Qatar, and they felt like some of the Hamas leaders were there, and nobody saw it coming, and that's why the Gulf nation Saudi Arabia has done this, and they have strong relationship. Pakistan and Saudi Arabia. We have to keep a close tab on what these two countries are doing. These ties deepened after Iran's 1979 Islamic Revolution. So again, Pakistan's enemy Iran, Saudi Arabia's enemy Iran, all these things. And first major Gulf defense move since Qatar attack. So you can have a look at it. What is important from exam perspective? Gulf Cooperation Council, you do more research on it. Write in the comment section where is the headquarter, when was it formed. These are the countries. Iran is not a member. In fact, it is directed against Iran, so obviously it will not be a member. Let's solve some question. One of the strategic signals of Saudi-Pakistan pact is directed towards which country? Choose the best option. Not directed towards India, Israel, because of Israel attack. But again, we can understand indirect implication will be felt by India. Which of the following is not a member of GCC, asked by UPSC? So the answer is Iran. 11th most important article, Lingayat community, Karnataka caste census. Who are these Lingayats? So class 7 chapter 6, class 12 chapter 6, they talk about Lingayat. I'm also doing a history through NCRT series. If you want to be a part of history through NCRT series, you can send me a WhatsApp message at 9650 303257. Very good. So there I'm discussing all these NCRT chapters chapter by chapter. Each video length is around between 15 to 28 minutes. So class 7 chapter 6, they talk about Baswana's Veer Saivism, where they worshipped Shiva, and they were against all forms of ritual and idol worshipping. They were actually a revolutionary movement. They talked about equality of human beings, against caste system and all. In Hinduism, what happens? There is a cremation which happens. We cremate the dead, but they bury the dead. So this is the difference between us and the Lingayas. So now there's a protest which is going on in Karnataka. They want a separate religion. So what is happening here? Lingayas believe that on death, the devotee will be united with Shiva. Therefore, they do not practice funerary sites such as cremation. They bury the dead. Remember these facts. Lingayas, and they had their own bhakti songs. These were known as vachanas. Like in Maharashtra, there the bhakti songs, etc., which were composed, they were known as abhangas. So remember these words, guys. They are actually important. Baswanna. There are some difference between Veer Sevas and Lingayas, although NCRT used them synonymously. So just give me a second. So this is Vachinas, and again. So what is happening here? This article is about, for the time being, Lingayats, and inside Lingayats there are different communities and there are different divisions. They are saying that for the time being they will use Hinduism as their religion, but they want a separate religion, and there are meetings which are going on. What, like, because as we have just seen, what is the basic difference between them? They bury rather than cremating. There are other differences also. They're so against caste system, equality, and all. So they are talking about having a separate religion, and that's why they were in news. They are in news one way or the other, guys. They are very important from every exam perspective, including UPSC, EPFO, CSE, etc., etc. So Veer Shaiva, religious reformist Shaiva sect. Lingayat, they worship Shiva, Hindu god. Lingayat, socio-religious identity derived from Veer Shaiva movement, and Hindu is an umbrella identity, which many, Lingayats, etc., they are saying that they want a separate religion. So that is the talk which is going on. Let's solve this question. Use option elimination. That will help you in solving these tricky questions. Emerged in 12th century, worship Shiva while stealing. It does not follow caste hierarchy. That's what we were discussing. That's what NCRT is discussing. So third is wrong. You can eliminate B, C, D, and B, C, and D. The answer is A, 1 and 2 only. And these are fine. And you can join my history through NCRT series. You can see the price here. For any queries, you can send me a WhatsApp message at 9650303257. 12th article, 12th most important. There is a scheme, PM Vishwakarma scheme. Very important because in UPSC EPFO, you have economy and you have all the other things. So what is PM Vishwakarma scheme? Launched in 2023. It is about promoting our art and culture, our heritage, etc. So here collateral free loan is given. We'll talk about the basic features. But first of all, what is important is PM Vishwakarma scheme. Launched in 2023, they can ask you the launch here. They are supporting 18 traditional artisans and crafts people, by giving them loans, by providing them training, etc. Collateral free loans. What is collateral free loans? So when we ask for loans from bank, they want some of our, land deposit, this and that. Here, that will not be the case because government tell these banks, whoever is providing collateral, we will help you. If they are not paying, we will pay a certain amount. So that's why these collateral free loans are given. But whenever collateral free loans are given, more scrutiny is done because more risk is involved. Government is not giving all the money. Government will get certain amount of money. So again, covers 18 traditional art and crafts, 18 traditional trades. We want to preserve our art, our heritage, our culture, and that's why PM Vishwakarma scheme. They can give you that, there is like collaterals are involved in this Vishwakarma scheme. No, collateral free loans. And they are about large industries. No, it is not about large industries. It is about supporting traditional arts, artisans, and craft people. So these are some keywords which we have to keep in mind. And again, Gujarat is training 1.81 lakh artisan under PM Vishwakarma scheme. So again, these schemes are also very important from UPSC EPFO as well as other exam perspective. So loan has been sanctioned. Enrollment is done through common services center. So let's say in village area you want to get some Aadhaar, JAM, etc., some government benefits. So you have to go to these common services centers. You can think of them as cyber cafes in villages, but they're not exactly that. So again, you can see all these things we have just discussed. What is the objective? To preserve heritage craft and have a look at these basic points related to PM Vishwakarma scheme. Let's solve some questions so that you can solve or you can remember stuff in a much better manner. Collateral free loan, enrollment beneficiary done through Common Services Center covers yes. All the options are correct. The answer is D, 1, 2, and 3. You can go back and revise the other features. Which of the following is not a primary objective of PM Vishwakarma scheme? Use option elimination. Not they're asking. Sometimes they do ask this in UPSC as well. So the answer is C. Promoting large-scale industrial manufacturing. That is not the purpose of this PM Vishwakarma scheme. 13th article, 13th most important article. Complex turn in India's FDI story. Amar Bahadur Yadav has written this article 8 September 2025. So here again they will talk about how FDI outflow is increasing. What does that mean? Just give me a second, guys. So FDI outflow means the amount of FDI which is going outside from our country that has increased a lot, and that's what this article is talking about. So they will talk about the outflow, but more than the outflow and the inflow factor, we are concerned with the FDI and FII thing, which you have to understand the basic difference. UPSC has asked questions on them a lot of times. We'll talk about the other things. So FDI, foreign direct investment. Amazon is setting up a factory in Hyderabad. That is FDI. They're coming, they're giving management control, they're there for the longer haul, but they are confined to specific sectors. On the other hand, FII, FPI, Tom Cruise is investing some of his money in our bonds and our shares, equities, etc. So that is FII. It will give you liquidity, but they are not. And if somebody else, some other country is giving them more interest, they will go there. So it's short term, it's volatile, and it's hot money, as they say. Stock bonds, financial market. So FII, FPI, foreign institutional investment, foreign portfolio investment. So what this article is talking about? This article is talking about more money is going out from India than coming to India. So these foreigners, how they can take out their money from India? If we talk from FDI perspective, so disinvestment, they start selling. Let's say Amazon sell their investment in Hyderabad. Repatriation, they do have profits which they are getting from these businesses. So sending their profits back to their home country. So there has been a pattern which has been seen that inflow is what money is coming to India. Outflow is what money is going outside from India, and outflow has increased. Maybe they're lacking you know some confidence, and we have to, maybe because of this whole volatility in US policies. So outward FDI, what is going outside from India, and it will also include, let's say, SBI, LIC, ICICI, like our companies, SBI, LIC, let's focus on them. If they're investing in Ghana, USA, that will also be a part of outward FDI. So that has increased. inward, or the money which is coming to India, that has decreased. So we have to think about it. But again, that is for a different time. And hope you understood the basic difference between FDI and FPI, FII. That is important. So have a look at this question and try to solve this. That will, like, the questions will give you or help you in understanding these things in a much better manner. So what is the answer of this question? Third is wrong. FDI creates employment in industrial capacity. FDI or FII mainly provides liquidity. It has been interchanged. So third is wrong. The answer is A. So again, from 14th, like we will discuss it. There will be 4 parts of it, guys. So first 13 articles we have covered here. 14 to 25 will cover in part 2, which I will bring tomorrow. And then there will be 2 more parts. And revise these 4 parts. Most of the questions, if not all, will be coming from these articles, and the topics which we are discussing. We are discussing concepts also. If you want these PDFs, you can send me a WhatsApp message at 9650303257. So I will see you in the next part. Revise these parts. They are very important from like every angle.